Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Truesight TV. This is the ESLONE Qualifier. This is Mom Gaming up against the Thundercats from the Thunderdome. I'm SB Revolution 5. I'll be joined by DragonDrop Dota. And yes, I know what you're thinking. I thought Sing Sing's team was playing next. They are, but they have to play the winner of this. This series wasn't quite done yet, and we didn't want to leave you guys sitting around with nothing to watch but a waiting screen. DragonDrop, how's it going?
Going great, man. Thanks for having me here.
Oh, no problem, man.
Even though I was the second choice after Reinessa.
Well, I wasn't sure who was around, honestly. But of course, whenever I can have you, I'm happy to have you, DragonDrop. And I'm really excited to watch this game. We've got, of course, on the side of the Thundercats, Monkeys Forever, FluffDota, really big names in the NA scene. But on the other hand, we've got a team who has apparently taken a game off of them since it is Game 3, and we can only assume the score is 1-1 at this point. So,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, Dota is a game where even if you're not known per se in terms of just being in the public spotlight, I mean, that doesn't mean that you're always going to lose up against players who are. I mean, Dota is a game where so much depends on the form and how the game's been going on. And it can also come down to just one or two slip-ups in the early game. You just don't watch the map, you don't consider smoke, even though you've got watered the rune, you play a little bit too aggressively, and that can turn the game around for a team to take. Of course, the draft as well, also a big part. If you make a mistake there, or there's a lot of things that allow teams that maybe not so known to still get some good results here. And of course, that's why we have these kind of tournaments. That's why we have open qualifiers and not just invite the ones that are on everyone's head, essentially, to see these teams duke it out, to see who's up and coming, who's gonna be joining the rest of the teams for ESL1.
Yep. And we can already see the draft beginning to unfold. We've got those heavy supports banned out. Wisp being banned out by Mom Gaming. I'm not too sure how often Thundercats get to play that, because I haven't gotten to see them very much recently, but they've had 2 games to sort of warm up and get a feel for each other. This is where the gloves really come off. And speaking of gloves coming off, how about the man with no gloves and no holding back? It's Axe for Mom Gaming and Dazzle, which will be a very aggressive lane that can come out of them, while the Thundercats go for the relatively passive early game hero Batrider, who in the mid game will be much more aggressive. So,
yeah, this Axe Dazzle, I mean, that's a combination that can work extremely well, especially if you don't have a lane that can deal with it. I mean, where Axe and Dazzle really shine is just being able to put on so much pressure early on, even as a dual lane up against a tri lane.
Whoa.
Yeah, Sniper can sort of work against that a little bit, but
I question this
but still.
The early pick of this is really questionable. Generally, Sniper's a 5th pick or 4th pick situational hero that, like, okay, we've got those beefy heroes, that Axe, the Clockwork even, to stand in the front and say, hit me, don't hit Sniper. So Sniper can stand in the back. However, it looks like Thundercats are opting to pick this up very early and just say, we can pick those heroes later, but this is our DPS dealer. It also sort of soft bans out that Shadow Fiend.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, Shadow Fiend, not the best up against Sniper mid, just due to the range disadvantage and the amount of harassment a Sniper can put out, not just between his right clicks, but also between the shrapnel now. It's not something that a Shadow Fiend has an easy time dealing with.
Yeah, previously, if you got hit with shrapnel, it's like, oh, no problem, I'll just move away. Well, now he can hit you in 2 more spots, too, so what you gonna do, really?
Yeah, not a whole lot, except for just taking it in the face. And yeah, Mom Gaming definitely looking to bring it to them here with Axe Dazzle, going right in the face and in the lane of their choosing. They can still turn this into a tri lane as well if they really want to put on the pressure, but I don't necessarily think that they need to do that. The question is whether they can draft a lane that works well up against this kind of pressure, that can punish it, and you'd need a couple of nukers for that. That's why we see the Scarab Mage banned out. Other heroes that would work well up against this would also be generally anything with a stun, like Vengeful Spirit as well, also not the worst. Just being able to contribute with minus armor as well.
Yeah, minus armor would be
against the Axe.
somewhat effective. AA, though, that's going to be a big issue. As tanky as Axe is, sure, you can grave through some of it, but
Yeah.
it's... Once the grave wears off, you can still shatter afterwards. And Axe, with his high HP, is definitely one who can shatter. Let me actually fix our score command here.
AA ban generally very good up against if you already picked up a healer in the Dazzle. It's really shines if he gets to cast Shadow Wave a lot in the fight to just keep his team up and running. And Ancient Apparition has just the ability to take it away entirely. So could also decent early game here if you can get the right tri lane around it, of course, with the extra damage provided by the Chilling Touch.
Yeah.
And especially against Axe, I want to say, because Axe is a hero that tends to want to stay and stand right where he is, and that means Cold Feet becomes all the more effective as a zoning tool against him.
Yeah, and Slark being picked up here by Mom Gaming, this is someone who can get in Sniper's face. Someone who also could potentially purge off Batrider's Lasso, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong there.
Yeah, he can do that.
Okay, so it'll be a very good pick here, and a very aggravating hero to deal with if he gets it all out of control. And they've already got a really tough lane to deal with, so it'll be interesting to see how the Thundercats prepare to deal with this one.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to do something, because they can't just rely on a sniper to carry them through. Maybe at the very end, but sniper... If it's an even game, I don't see them winning with just a sniper here. They need something beefy, some frontliner that would require the Axe and the Slug to focus away from the sniper, because both of these heroes, Axe will definitely build a Blink Dagger, Slug has the potential as well. And if they find sniper and he's just dead, there's no amount of shrapnel that can save him from that, so...
Yeah.
They need something else. Lion, good support choice here, just because he gives you the ability to counter initiate just as easily. Just throw the Nerf Spike here for multiple targets, and then follow up Disable with the Hex, Finger of Death if you need that extra bit of oomph. Also a very nice nuke later on, up against the Axe, up against the Slug, just to finish him off before Shallow Grave come out, before the heals can come out.
Yeah, and before Slark's ult can get off. Usually Slark's one of those heroes that wants to man-fight you up until he gets to very low health, and then quick, press R, run.
Yeah.
Well, if Lion fingers you and you're dead, you can't run very well, because your legs don't work. If Slark were executed...
Point on it, though.
Yeah, if Slark were executed, he wouldn't make it out of Dark Reef Prison. But yeah, there is a little bit of a cast point, and you can actually dodge it. Wraith King will be the next pickup here. A little surprising into a Lion with Mana Drain, but Lion's Mana Drain isn't really so quick that it's going to make a difference in every single fight, like something like an Anti-Mage could.
Yeah, Wraith King, he's going to have to be careful and make sure that he always has a stun for the Lion available. But if he doesn't see him elsewhere... Then again, also, if Lion is mana draining, he's not actually throwing out his other spells at that point, so...
Yeah.
Maybe that's something that is in the back of the mind just a little bit. Because now you have two frontline heroes with the Axe and Wraith King that can take punishment in a later game, and a Slug to just zip in, zip out. Three very strong heroes to just do their bidding, Dazzle in the backlines, just providing them with so much more tankiness and sustain. It's a very fighting-oriented lineup, and I like it a lot for them. And yeah, some Lion, Batrider, Sniper, they are not really too good at dealing with this full frontal assault type of aggression.
I do like this.
At some point they're just gonna get run over.
I like this pickup, though, a lot. You were talking about nuke potential to have up against Axe, and Zeus can definitely bring it. He can also pretty much say, Slark, no Shadow Blade for you, because it's not going to be able to be used as an escaping tool. It's only going to be an initiation tool at that point. He's just such a good nuker. And, I mean, BKBs will already be coming out this game because of Lion, but this ensures that you can't just go for full greedy items. You have to stop and pit stop at that BKB. And they will ban out a Disruptor. A little interesting, but... So they're reading this as core Zeus as well.
Yeah. I would say so. One position sniper mid Zeus, that would work. But
I'd say it
does
could go
make
either
the
way,
lineup
though.
Very thin, because Zeus, as good as he is, as much damage as he can put out, he's just as squishy as the rest of them. So I think they're looking for a win before 25 minutes, give or take here. If it's even, they're gonna have a hard time, but they do have the potential with the line rotating around, with the Batrider getting a quick blink dagger, with the Zeus providing that extra bit of damage, as I said. They have the potential to just bring down the Axe, bring down the Wraith King a couple of times before they really get scary and unkillable.
And you want to talk about a hero with a lot of mobility, a lot of escape potential if she possibly got dragged back by the Batrider. Windranger is going to be able to do that and dish out a ton of damage in the late game. This is a hero that's very much on the rise. Doesn't have the greatest of win rates, but it's kind of like when it works really well. And when it doesn't work, well, it falls flat on his face.
Yeah,
but
absolutely hit or miss, I would agree with you there.
I mean, this makes it so Mom Gaming, whoever gets lassoed, I mean, you lasso Axe, he's like, oh thanks, free blink for me. I'll just taunt everyone. You lasso Wraith King, he goes down, he gets right back up, dusts himself off, and walks away. Slark can ult, Dazzle can maybe grave himself, he'd be the easiest pick off of that, and then Windrunner could maybe even get out with a Windrun. Oh,
whoever
okay.
gets lasso could just be Shadow Graved, so...
That too.
Shadow Friend now, okay. So that's gonna be support Zeus.
Now, this is a hero who does well against Windrunner, and I think they're reading this as a mid-Windrunner, which could make a lot of sense here. Simply because you land 2 raises on a Windrunner, that's most of her health gone. Sure, she can evade some right-clicks, but she doesn't feel safe in the lane against you, and that's the big deal here.
But Revo, I read that Windrunner was good against Shadow Fiend, because Shadow Fiend can't get souls from her.
I mean, that's another big, issue, but as he said, I guess ninjas do have souls. That's my crappy Shadow Fiend impersonation of the day. I try to do one a day, you know?
Fiend, and that's the best you can come up with.
Yeah. Look, I respect him too much to imitate.
Well, that's understandable.
Unlike my DragonDrop impersonation. Boom, roasted.
What?
I'm just playing, I'm playing. Anyways, we will be getting right into the game. Not too much of a pause to start things off. And good luck, have fun coming out. I'll go ahead and introduce our side of what are the Thundercats, despite their missing name played up here. We've got Spirit on the Lion, Shadow Fiend being played by 52. Sadly, he can't rack up quite that many souls. We're going to have FluffDota on what appears to be a support Zeus. Monkeys Forever will be on your hard carry sniper. And in the off lane, we have July Flame on that fiery Batrider.
On the other side of the map, or should I say on the same side of the map, as we see Mom Gaming looking for a first blood attempt here. Can they get the stun off on Spirit? Yes, they can. Say okay on the Wraith King, pulling that out. Nice shackle to follow up. It's gonna be first blood already. Nice stun on 3-4 heroes. But not gonna change anything. So SS gonna take that one. He's playing the Dazzle. Tomash playing the Axe here. I love okay, GG, well played. Just throwing everything in there. Playing the Windrunner probably out of middle lane, which only leaves attacking with low priority. The most dreaded attack of all. He's gonna be the Slug player.
Yeah, that Earth Spike from Lion was very well placed, but unfortunately he couldn't get much out of it until much later here.
Yeah, it's a 1 second stun. It's absolutely nothing at level 1.
I do want to point out, though, that Batrider did get a ward down right here that'll do a bit to block the camp and possibly slow down the support Wraith King in the jungle, which is going to be a big deal. Now, unfortunately, Batrider will destroy those trees. He's going to backtrack a bit, and actually, nicely done by him. I think he's dead anyway, unless he can pull off some pretty insane jukes at this point.
He's going to waste a lot of time at the very least, and that's what he's aiming for here.
And unfortunately, those neutrals aren't up yet, so denying himself to neutrals isn't that easy. It's a wild goose chase right here, 30 seconds in. And the neutrals are up now, but he's going to keep going. And he's waiting for that Firefly to come off cooldown, going to cut his way through the trees and back around, and hopefully make it back home with this. I believe he can. And he might get some farm while he does so. Oh, well, might give some farm.
Okay. Not what I expected, but yeah, that's what you get with the movement speed advantage. Actually, going boots first here on the Batrider, it's kind of what ended up saving him. Didn't think that was gonna happen, but there you go.
Yeah. The scoreboard says 2-0 for your Radiant team, but of course it's only really 1-0, seeing as that went to the neutrals. And boy, these wolves are going to be farmed, but I don't think they have too much to worry about. They don't seem to be leaving their camp anytime soon, you know?
Yeah. Well, Slug gets pretty much safe and easy farm here. Almost level 3 because of these whole shenanigans here.
Yeah, and getting early levels on Slark is a very big priority. I mean, just having your essence shift at a very high level, having the mobility from Pounce, and the nearly constant purge from Dark Pact is a big deal. Looks like they're smoking up to go on Shadow Fiend, who is sitting behind his tower and does have a salve right now. Early on in the game, Windrunner's going to do fine in this lane, and actually they will lose their smoke right now. He comes up for a raise, and now he's spotted. He gets shackled, though. And Lion is coming in. He actually manages to pick up a kill, though. Lion picking up the kill on Wraith King. Windrunner trading for Shadow Fiend. At least Lion gets something out of that. And I believe Shadow Fiend did get some XP for that as well. He's sitting level 3. The same. Now, Windrunner, of course, getting a bit more. But getting your early levels up on Shadow Fiend is going to be very important.
Yep. Still, him dying there just gives so much extra momentum here for this Windrunner in the middle lane, just allowing her to keep this lane under control for just that much longer.
Yeah, and she's going ahead and picking up her bottle.
Here. It's kind of the way that you have to play up against the Shadow Fiend. Just keep him down as early as you can, because that's when he's vulnerable.
Windrunner, smarter than the average Ginger, is going to sit the courier back for just a second. I think she's actually just bottle crowing, which could be her downfall. Oh, Lion's not going to wait for it. He was looking for the courier kill and couldn't quite find it in time, so at least he's not wasting much time, because he is only level 2 at this point, but he'll be doing alright. And Windrunner only winning out by 1 CS right now against the Shadow Fiend. They'll look for Axe top lane, though. And the side...
Kill him, yeah.
They might have just bitten off more than they can chew there.
Yes, Berserker's Call, but it's really hard to actually get in range, because you have to stop and have that gas time.
Yeah, and that opens you up for a stun from Lion, possibly, even if he turns around and attacks you.
But he's doing very well, nonetheless. I mean, sitting at level 4, same as the Bat Rider, actually. So he's been able to get his level 4 down in the offlane as well, despite being up against the Slark with a really good start, but that's just due to the supports doing work elsewhere on the map.
And of course, Batrider will start stacking up the jungle right now, so that he accelerates his farm a bit. It looks like there's a Invis under there for Axe, yeah. If he wants it, but Lion is going to try to bypass him. Windrunner will pick it up in the bottle. There's a Hex out on Axe, but July Flame and Shadow Fiend are here. Lion dropping very low. There's some sticky napalm out on the Axe. Can he get enough spins? It doesn't look to be the case. One raise coming out, a second as well to finish him off. Shadow Fiend gets the kill, ends up going down. July Flame trying to get away. He's got a little more Firefly time to get up to the cliff, but I think that's where he'll lay his head to rest at this point. Dazzle coming in and helping sweep up a kill as well. 2-for-1 exchange. I'd honestly say this is okay for the Thundercats, because at least they picked up a kill on the Shadow Fiend, got him his boots, and that's going to change the dynamic of this mid lane just a bit. However, he's going to need a lot more of that than that to carry the team for victory.
Yeah, definitely good. Another good exchange here for Mom. I mean, you could argue, hey, Axe died, which sucks, but at the end of the day, what do you pick an Axe for, right? He's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing, sacrificing himself for the greater good in this case. Another couple of kills here, a kill on the Shadow Fiend. A kill for the Windrunner, almost a full level ahead now here.
Yeah.
In the middle lane. I mean, he's doing it a little bit earlier than most Axes as he gets stunned up again, and actually might be a little bit of trouble hexed up as well here. No more mana on Fluff though. So you're gonna have to rely on headshots, and maybe the Assassinate should be enough.
Yep.
There we go.
It'll finish him off despite his attempt to use his salve. In the meantime, though, Batrider did fall in the bot lane, so relatively even exchange still. Net worth going slightly the way of Mom, and XP sitting about even, but both teams keeping it within 500 of either resource lead here. And that just shows how good of a matchup this is going to be. I'm extremely excited for the rest of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, offlane kind of a wash either way, you could say. I mean, Batrider's obviously getting the better end of it, as he's always has the potential to easily go back into the jungle and and stack and farm, which is exactly what he's doing right now. So he's gonna have to blink dagger much sooner than Axe, who is hurting a little bit more. He's gonna have to they're gonna need him, or need to save some space for him, so to speak. Just give him some time to actually farm up with blink dagger of his own before they can really do more with him.
And also, Batrider is a level and a half ahead of the Axe. And he's been in the jungle, where usually you don't get nearly as much XP, but this time, it's working out in Batrider's favor. Now, of course, Slark is able to free farm bot a bit, and it looks like he's going for a drum here. He's picked up a bracer in his stash. Windrunner sitting on Phase Boots and All Talisman. I'd expect to see Maelstrom or maybe Orchid picked up. Orchid would be good this game, but not necessarily the most amazing. Spirit in a little bit of trouble. Gonna get slowed down here by Battle Hunger. Sticky Napalm coming through as well. I believe he's dead, though. Yeah, he will tick down in just a second as Axe swings through with one more chop. Batrider able to ward them off a bit with some Sticky Napalm, and actually does a lot of damage to the Wraith King. He'll pull him back now. Sniper throwing out some shrapnel as well. He'll get stunned, but Wraith King walking back through that is going to take a lot of damage. Axe taunted, but still going down. Fluff with a double kill there with just one Chain Lightning, and that will get him about 700 gold. He could pick up a bottle or a soul ring in the near future off this, but I'd suspect we're going to see wards picked up sooner. And double damage up on the Shadow Fiend that he didn't even use for that gank. This is putting fear in the heart of Windrunner.
Oh yeah.
She may not have a soul, but she does have a heart.
That was really greedy of them. I don't know why they went for that.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, they picked up the line, which is great, but then the rest
Monkeys?
of them were still alive.
Okay, he gets the TP off. It was a close one.
But yeah, while all of this is happening, Stark has had complete free farm. He is actually not on top of the net worth chart though, funnily enough, because of all the kills that Windrunner and Sniper have been involved with, it seems like.
Yeah, both give us 2 kills to their name, and then the other kills on his team mostly going over to the Dazzle. So, with Dazzle not farming as much, Slark's going to sit a little further behind, but still pretty even and doing just fine. It's Shadow Fiend that I'm worried about, as actually a stun comes off on Lion, but they'll be forced to retreat thanks to Shrapnel and a big nuke from Zeus. There's no ult up on the Wraith King, and no way to save his life now as Tamash taking a lot of damage as well. Fluff will be on a killing spree as well as Monkeys, in a pretty big comeback for your Thundercats right here.
Remember when I said that they need to give the X some space to get to catch up a little bit? They're not doing that.
Yeah, and it's almost like he's dissolving that space for himself by pushing up so far and being so aggressive. Sure, it's great if you can get a kill, but it's a very high risk, potentially high reward playstyle, but if it doesn't work out, you can just end up feeding. And as many of us know, that's not what you want to do.
I mean, maybe that's the game plan, just keep them occupied up in the top lane so that the other lanes can do well. I mean, it's obviously working for the bottom lane, and also love this build the Slark has been going with these. This sounds unfortunate, but yeah, with the stat heavy build with the treads into the drums, it's so important to have just extra life points, just to not get nuked down by Zeus in one go on Ward Lasso if they get it off on you.
Yeah, and the attack speed is going to help the team a lot. Already looking at Wraith King, Dazzle, and Axe. They're not exactly fast attacking heroes. Slark gets a lot out of his attack speed just with that extra bit of Essence Shift. Meanwhile, Shadow Fiend now sitting on 36 souls. He's got 1,000 in the bank. Is this a Yule's game for him, you think? Or does he go for something a bit more late game oriented?
Yule's would be good, I would say. Can use it offensively or defensively up against something like an Axe on himself, of course, if he gets gone on by the Slark. I mean, Yule's is just straight up a really good item on Shadow Fiend as it is on a lot of other heroes, so wouldn't be surprised seeing him go for that. Yeah,
and actually Windrunner going for a Hand of Midas here, so definitely knows that Windrunner needs a lot of farm, and this is often the problem with Windrunner as a core, is that she needs so much, and if she doesn't get all of it, she's just kind of sort of the carry you want her to be. She doesn't have quite the attack speed often if you don't get an Axe. She doesn't have the damage if you don't get a Maelstrom. She doesn't have the crowd control if you can't get something like Scythe or Orchid. And Midas can solve all of those issues because, well, now you have it all.
Yep.
And some XP to boot, so.
Also gels with the overall game plan that Mom is going for. I mean, we were talking about it in the draft, how they have very strong tanky frontline heroes in the Wraith King and the Axe. Of course, they need some farm. Axe, of course, needs Blink Dagger to be able to have that initiation potential, and he's gonna want to build tanky as well. Same goes for the Wraith King. He wants a Soul Ring just to be able to throw out stuns and stay alive with his ultimate once he gets that. Wants to have a Blade Nail, wants to have a Heart or something like that as well, or Shivas, or whatever he wants to go for.
Yeah. He'll be going for a Soul Ring on the Wraith King right here. Which will be beneficial, especially considering Lion's Mana Drain. You can kind of pop it right before death. Assuming you don't get bursted down.
Oh,
yeah.
Gosh.
Oh, easy kill. Just a raise into more Firefly. And of course, Shadow Fiend doesn't have to get the kill here, since he's already at max souls, and he's going to be doing tons of damage to this tower. It'll force out the glyph. Meanwhile, they're pushing in from top. Axe actually going to buy back into the game. Zeus pump fakes the ultimate just to get a little bit of vision, I believe. But Axe already moving in here. Spirit is going to be akin, but it's a dieback for the Axe as Windrunner buys back as well. They're committing a lot into saving this top tower, and they won't be able to do it. Nukes galore coming out onto the Windrunner. Shrapnel will come out to stun her. Two creeps get shackled together. She at least gets her Midas off. But it's going to hurt, as actually Slark is unable to do much here. He's forced to pop his ultimate, and he almost gets bursted down there, but the Grave from Dazzle, keeping him alive by the skin of his teeth, and he's able to just juke around and live through those nukes.
That was painful to watch, man. That was really painful to watch. I mean, sure, losing Axe in middle lane, that sucks. Losing Windrun on top as well after the dive, and a nuke and the Lion Stun reached him at the very end there, but buying back on the Axe, going in, dying again because you're all alone up there because Windrun already died at that point. Yeah. He didn't cancel teleport or anything. They just got kited so hard, one after the next. And then Slark coming in, missing the pounce, not even getting a right click off before.
Oh, and speaking of Slark on the bot lane, he's going to fall to the Batrider in 2 raises. Shadow Fiend sitting about 125 from his Yules right now. And Sniper already with a 13-minute Sanj and Yasha. This team has got its items ready to go. And on the Radiant side, you've got a Windrunner who has a Midas, which, yes, in the super late game, that's nice and all. But right now, you don't have anything. You've got a Wraith King who's level 5, a Dazzle who's level 5, and an Axe who is making almost no progress on Blink Dagger at the moment. And without that, he can't get in Sniper's face.
At this point, at this rate, it's not going to get to the late game. That's the whole point of Thundercat's draft here. I mean, they were looking for this mid-game dominance on the back of the Batrider with his initiations, and Julie Flame has been shown a couple of really good ones. Of course, Fluff with the Zeus, getting a couple of early kills, or being involved in the early fights here. Gonna go on him now, but it's gonna be able to just turn around here, throw out a couple of spells.
If he can throw out one more Lightning Bolt, they can kill Wraith King. They can kill Wraith King anyway. Fluff won't be forced to deny himself to Roche. Now, Monkeys is going to be face-to-face with Slark right now, who will go invis, but 2 raises there to finish the job. Shadow Fiend with the kill and the skill to pay the bills there.
Yeah, that's exactly what Thundercats was going for. The only problem that they had early on was the Shadow Fiend, but now he's caught up. He's sitting at the 2nd place in net worth, and then it's even more scary to have the Sniper on top there with 8,000 net worth 50 minutes in. Yeah. He's been fed so much, 7-0 and 4.
Oh, and a lasso on Windrunner mid lane. They're going to line up these raises perfectly. One more right click will not do the job since she had Windrun up, and Fluff dominating now on this Zeus. This is support Zeus, who's 4-0 and 8. He's participated in 75% of the team's kills and hasn't been killed once. 15 minutes in. It's textbook how to support Zeus.
Pretty much, yeah. Just be there at the right time to just throw out your spells. That's all you need to do on the Zeus. Can be a little bit of a problem since he is relatively slow, but yeah. Of course, that's just where the experience comes out. July even stealing a stack here. Just said insult to injury.
Oh dear. Axe is not going to be too happy when he gets back to the bot lane. He's forced to back up right now since he was farming Ancients, got about 300 gold off of him, but not quite enough. And Sniper finding a tower on the bot lane. He's going to be picking up an ultimate orb right now, so I'm assuming this is going straight into Scotty for a very tanky sniper build, not really needing a Mask of Madness to deal the damage he wants to deal this game.
Yeah, I mean, the slows have been doing a really good job here so far, just from his shrapnel and headshots. He's been getting a couple of lucky headshots here, I want to say.
Oh, and now they know Axe has been sitting here trying to farm up. He actually just used Coaling Blade to kill a creep there, and then run for his life. And Fluff now going to pop an Invis rune as he heads around here. He
trying to kill Axe.
He's looking for the boots first. And you can't blame him for that. This Axe is already dirt poor. If you can take his Tranquils, you can win. And Batrider's going to be here as well. He'll blink in. They'll get the kill. Maybe not going to get any new shoes with it, but...
Probably could have just nuked him down himself, but of course wanting to make sure that he actually get the kill here. Speaking of kills, Monkeys Forever.
Yeah.
A little bit of man fight here on top, but this time Monkeys Forever not having the support that he needs. In fact, 3 heroes up around him. He's holding himself quite nicely.
And that's going to be a very valuable pick-off. The Slark finishing off that Wicked 6 streak. He's just picked up a Blink Dagger and now has 1,000 gold to spare. Space created with the Axe dying there. Of course, he'd rather be creating space for himself to get a Blink, but you do what you got to do at this point. I mean...
Yeah, it's definitely the one way they can and have to go try and get back into the game. Because, yeah, I mean... We've been saying a lot about, I've been saying a lot how this has been falling apart at the seams here the past 10 minutes or so for Mom Gaming, but let's not forget, in this day and age of Dota, turnarounds are possible, are easily possible if the enemy team just gets complacent, is not being careful enough, or gets too cocky on the sniper. Even if he did finish up that IO Scotty, if he's all alone, if there's no support even attempting to rotate in, he's not going to survive, and they're not going to get any counter kills, unless he's able to put them so low that Zeus Ultimate can finish him off.
Yeah, Shadow Fiend actually picking up a late mech now. This will help the team fight a lot actually, and it'll do pretty well against the Windrunner. Assuming she goes for that Maelstrom, they're going to need something to kind of buffer against that bit of AoE damage. Also, the bonus armor going to help a lot against Axe, who still can't quite find it, and a DD found for the Shadow Fiend. What was that? Okay, that's his Wraith Band. I was like, whoa, what is he doing here? You don't have Tranquil Boots, bro. Actually, Zeus ult gonna kill steal from Spirit up top. But hey, a dead Slark's a dead Slark at that point.
Yeah, don't want to risk him getting away. Maybe having the Dazzle right behind him to throw the Shallow Grave.
Yep, and
but yeah, if you're gonna use the double damage tune to just take out Roshan, god damn. Look at him melting. That's without any minus armor apart from the presence of the Dark Lord. Oh man.
But no, he's still getting the minus armor from presence to the Dark Lord.
Yeah, but nothing on top of that.
Yeah, it's just the minus armor and the double damage. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I misunderstood you there. But yeah, Shadow Fiend double damage. If you ever see that, run. Just run. But he's on my team.
The Rune of Many Winds for nothing, especially on a Shadow Fiend. Next, yeah, the second most scariest would be maybe Ember Spirit.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more scary depending on what point in the game you're in.
Ember, or even I'd offer up Drow Ranger, since she has a lot of primary attribute stats, whereas a lot of Shadow Fiends is more from Necromastery, which is bonus damage, not base damage, so it doesn't actually get doubled. But still, he's got 91 base damage, so who cares? To put it in perspective, Slark has about 100 damage overall. Now, of course, he doesn't have Essence Shift, but...
Well, Essence Shift needs time, right? And that's what they're not getting in these fights. I mean, if the fights are really long and drawn out and he gets a right click a lot, then sure, he's gonna start stacking up some damage, and that's where you start seeing Slark snowballing out of control just within the context of a fight.
Oh.
But with the amount of nuking damage that comes out here, especially with the line, since you got level 6 here, with the Shadow Fiend hitting the raises and the right clicks, and just with Sniper, right?
Yeah.
They can't even run away at low health unless they have Dazzle right behind them, because Sniper has the super good ultimate for these situations, right?
Yeah. It's kind of a ranged axe dunk in a way. It's not quite as powerful, but it it gets the job done. And Blink Dagger up on the Windrunner for a little more mobility. Tomash looking for something. He's working on Blade Mail here. A very effective item up against Shadow Fiend, especially one that's not choosing to go BKB. But actually a drag back from the Batrider. There'll actually be a Shackle and a stun from Wraith King to stop them. Wraith King goes down, but he'll be getting back up. Axe not going to be able to, and Say Okay gonna get right back up for a second, and he'll end up falling when Grave runs out. But they do take a tower off of it on the Dire team. Monkey's still holding on to this Aegis and able to just sit on the backlines. He's actually gone for his Morbid Mask, so may look into Mask of Madness in the future. Now, DragonDrop, what do Mom do if they want to hold on to their family that they've built over these years?
At this point, without the Axe, without the Wraith King, they can't do anything then. So that's for damn sure. They need a good Blink initiation, but TC, Thundercats, they're spacing themselves out very well. I mean, Sniper on the one side, Shadow Fiend on the other. The rest just standing by, just ready to pounce, right? There's no going in there. There we go. He tries it anyway.
Oh!
Blown up immediately here. Slot comes in as well. Some good damage done, but all immediately cancelled by the Mac. Say Okay dies for a second time, or third time really.
Yeah.
It's not on the assassinate there, but it's just about all the praise that Mom get out of this fight. So that's Rax's maybe game here.
Oh no, the blink forward from the Batrider. He gets stunned briefly, but still able to get the lasso off. And it looks like they'll run toward ESL1. May stop here, not at Frankfurt. As TC, Monkeys Forever and a company are just snowballing off their early lead. I believe it was like 6-5 at one point for Mom. And then they've gotten 2 kills since then. And not really managed to do much in terms of farm. To put it in perspective as well, you take away this Robe of the Magi Axe has, and Lion and him have the same items, plus Lion has 1,400 in the bank. It's not where you want to be as Axe.
No, absolutely not. Gotta give Thundercats props though. I mean, they know how to play their heroes, right? That's what you gotta have to take away from them. I mean, they're playing so aggressively because they know they can. Once again, Blink forward here, looking for a stun. Hacks onto Tomash. Follow-up stun here, right-click from Sniper. Shallow Grave will keep them safe. Do they have disabled? Of course they do, thanks to the Yules.
Yeah.
And another dead one, right? They know that they can pounce like that every single time with either the Line, with the Batrider. Mom can't even get close without fearing for their lives.
Yeah. They've got about 40 seconds left on this Aegis too, and they're fighting with every second of it.
Yeah.
I believe they know right when it's going to expire, and they're ready for it. Also, Sniper can just sit back and outrange this tower.
Another thing, Mom has 3 Blink Daggers on Windrunner, Slog, as well as Axe, but they're not getting to use them because either Thundercats is initiating first, or they have to walk through a shrapnel just to get in range in the first place. And of course, if you take damage, you can't end up blinking anyway.
Yeah, Sniper was once looked at as like the king of the trash tier. Now he's actually being much more effective against high tier players and teams simply because he can cancel blink. Now, actually 52 gonna get jumped on with Fluff, attacking, actually gonna pop the BKB, but a force staff backward may save his life. His BKB's running out quick. Windrunner ulti actually coming off, but she's gonna end up falling. Requiem in from the Shadow Fiend. Dazzle will get the Grave up, but attacking, he's already very low. That's 3 down, no buybacks, 4, make it 5, and good game for Mom as they get overrun by the Thundercats. And it looks like the Thundercats may get to go to the Dome. It may not be the Thunderdome, but it's quite the Dome in ESL Frankfurt. It is a dome, right? I'm going to sound like an idiot, right?
It has a roof, yeah.
Okay, it has a roof. It's close enough. Anyways, guys, that will be the Thundercats. They've still got a shot. They are not out of the woods yet. They'll be going up against Burdens United, which is Sing Sing's team, Come With Me's team, what most of you are here to see. And that game will be coming up in just a few minutes. Of course, if you enjoyed the broadcast, make sure you hit that follow button. I'm SB5, joined by DragonDrop Dota for Truesight TV. You can find us on Twitter under those names. We appreciate any feedback you have to give us. DragonDrop, anything else you'd like to add?
Not this time, no.
Alright, well, enjoy the music while you wait, guys. We'll be right back in just a moment. I'll keep you updated on the status of the lobby. And we'll see you soon.